Hello, everybody. You're watching Tech Talk, hosted by Louisiana Tech Athletics Director Tommy McClellan. I'm the second string host. I'm number two, as usual. Pinch hitting today, but none of that's important. What is important is our guest today and his team captain and four-year starter, Cody Russey from Burleson, Texas. Cody, how's it going over there, buddy?
It's going good.
You are in Ruston, correct? Working out. And, of course, we can't talk about that. They're voluntary workouts, but I guarantee you the former Texas State powerlifting champ is throwing some weights around over there in Ruston. So where are you eating at most of the time?
Mostly at the house.
And what do you have in your ice box, and who's your roomie?
So I'm rooming with Josh Moat and Eric Kinzer. And
There ain't enough red meat in Ruston for y'all's apartment.
there's definitely not enough room in our fridge.
Okay. So what all's in there? What will you have tonight?
Tonight is actually – it's supposed to be – Taco Tuesday was yesterday, but we're doing Taco Wednesday tonight.
Okay.
I missed it yesterday, but we go through about probably 120 eggs a week in this house. So we go to Walmart and buy them big old 60 egg cartons.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's almost impossible for all of us to cook eggs in the morning. We're all over the place.
Y'all are all pro egg. What is your favorite kind of egg to eat?
I really like sunny side up.
How many will you eat at breakfast usually?
At breakfast, my second breakfast, I eat 6 eggs and like a quarter of sausage, the hot Jimmy Dean sausage.
Okay, Jimmy Dean. You're keeping the egg folk in business over there. Who's the bigger eater, Moat or Kinzer?
Moat.
Really? Eric can't, he's got no game?
No, he can eat too, but Mo will eat like 10, 12 eggs.
Yeah, he's from a healthy, his daddy looks like his brother. Yeah, they're a healthy family. As is yours. Tell me, we're talking to Cody Russey, son of Sonny and Nicole, big brother, I think, to Kylie and Kristen. Is that right?
I'm the baby, little brother.
You're the baby. Are your sisters athletes?
They are not.
Okay. Where'd you get your athletic ability from, do you think?
From my mom.
She's the athlete in the family.
Used to hit home runs every time at the plate.
Big softball player?
Big softball player.
Awesome. Okay, so you grew up watching her play.
Right. She was in the, summer league or whatever you want to call it, softball.
Okay. Miss Nicole. So you came to Tech at about 6'1", 270, is that right?
That sounds about right.
I think, and this is what I want, your coaches, Greg McElroy is your coach at Burleson.
Gary McElroy.
Gary, what did I say?
Greg. I think it's Greg in the bio, but it's Gary.
Okay. I just find myself. He said that when you were a senior, I think Texas State was recruiting you. They wanted to get you up to 290. So he said every time he saw you, you're eating a baked chicken breast. And he said, I'm so tired of eating. So what all did you try to eat then? And did you just get sick of eating when you were a senior?
I really was sick of eating. I was eating, it had to have been a loaf of bread and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a day, chicken breast, cookie. I mean, I was eating everything I could get my hands on.
How big did you get?
I think I weighed in right at 288 or 290 at the camp.
And then Coach Robert MacFarland, your position coach at Tech, who just loves his group of offensive linemen. And he said they would take you just like you were. What was that conversation like with him when they were recruiting you?
Well, he first asked if I wanted to play defense or offense. And I was, I'll play wherever you want me to play. And then he asked if I wanted to play center or guard. And I still wasn't too sure about center. So I was like, well, I prefer guard so I could put my hand in the ground and, lean a little bit. And he was like, all right, well, we're going to put you at center. And I was like, I will play center.
Thanks for your opinion. And so that's you played a little bit of guard when you were a freshman, right? Game or two?
My first 2 games I played all guard, and then I moved over to center against UAB my freshman.
What's your size now?
6'1" and a half.
Okay, that's important.
295
and a half. How do you feel with the extra weight?
I feel good. I finally stopped eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I've been trying to eat a little bit more clean and, try to transform my body as much as I can. But I'd like to get up to 300 pounds by the season.
Okay, and still maintain your, how you feel. And I guess, of course, y'all have a pretty good strength and conditioning coach over there who stays on top of that with you, I would suspect, right?
The best in the world.
He's a star. Are you from Johnson County? Is that where Burleson is?
Yes, sir.
It's just south of Fort Worth. So when you were a freshman, again, Kody's played and started 35 of the 39 games he's played in, and that's going back to his freshman season. When you're a freshman, it was the Fort Worth Bowl game. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So how many tickets did you have to get for that?
I wasn't playing then, so it was kind of hard for me to get my hands on some, but I probably had 30 tickets.
You said you weren't playing then?
Because I redshirted that first.
That was your redshirt year, but you still had to come up with a bunch of tickets. Okay. Then you played in the Frisco Bowl, Hawaii Bowl, and the Shreveport Independence Bowl. Of those three, did you have a favorite, or did you feel like you played particularly well in one of those as compared to the other two?
The Frisco Bowl was awesome just because it was an hour away from home, and all my family and friends came there. But, last year's game against Miami was a pretty sweet deal, 10 wins and, playing a Power 5 school. So it's real tough. They were all real fun games.
Yeah, and the Hawaii course, had you been before?
First time.
It's a pretty piece of property.
Sure is.
The Lord built something really pretty over there. Okay, so you had to get a lot of tickets for the Frisco Bowl too.
Right, probably 50.
That was a cool evening. The Independence Bowl was just a perfect day, and it seemed y'all were the crowd brought a lot of energy, a lot of Tech people there. Did y'all feel that on the sidelines or talk about it? Yeah,
it was an awesome environment. We walked out from the locker room, and it was like the whole stadium was red, white, and blue. It felt like it. I don't even think we saw any Miami fans. It was like the whole stadium was La Tech fans. Yeah, beautiful afternoon. And the Bulldogs will try to go to their 7th straight bowl this year. They've done something nobody else in the NCAA has done currently, and that's win 6 straight bowl games. What would you like to say to Tech football fans about where y'all are at as a team and your prep? I know we can't talk specifically about workouts, but you're a team captain. Right.
How do you feel y'all are trending?
I feel real good about this year. Everyone is in the same predicament we are. Everyone's not allowed to train. Everyone's been off for 3 months now. But, just talking with the team and everybody, I feel like we have a good mindset. We're working hard, getting all of our work in, conditioning, all that stuff. And, just as players, we're all trying to stay together, and slowly learn the playbook, away from the field and coaches being there and walkthroughs practice. We're just trying to make sure we don't fall behind so we can put on a show for all the Tech fans come fall. Season tickets 257-3631. We don't know when we're going to play. Right now, you're supposed to play at Las Vegas the first week of September, but at some point, Kody and the Bulldogs are going to play football. 257-3631. Has Coach Hester been hollering at you lately? Can I ask you that and not get in trouble? No, he's been sweet lately.
Really?
Yeah, he's been in a good mood, and he always brings the energy. But that's what I miss is him hollering at me.
I know you do. He's a special guy, and he's pretty much got one gear, and that's what you played for the Burleson Elks.
Yes, sir.
Is elk plural? Do you put an S on elk?
We do.
Okay. The elk do? You do a Burleson?
Rarely correct, but we put an S.
Okay. Well, you're a straight A student, so I'm not gonna with Cody's already got his degree in sustainable supply chain, right? And
Yes, sir.
your masters.
Yes, sir.
Looked up, if it's 1 or 2 elk, it's just elk. But if it's 3 or more, it's elks.
So we've been right. We are.
So you've been right all along. You're right in Burleson. Tell us about getting your degree in like 15 years from now, 20 years from now. What do you think you'll be doing with your degree?
Well, whenever I walked across the stage, that was probably the biggest accomplishment I've had in my life so far. So that was awesome. 15, 20 years from now, like you said, I'd like to be hopefully retired, but working supply chain management somewhere in North Texas would be my goal. Someplace like Lockheed Martin or a big trucking company or something like that. I think that'd be real cool. But wherever it takes me and whoever gives me a job with the money.
You need egg money. I mean, you got to have money to buy eggs.
Yeah.
You're kind of in the sustainable supply chain now with as much money, food as you got to keep coming into y'all's place. You put that food to good work. You're a powerlifting champ. I think you set the record, 700 and something pounds.
740 pounds, yes, sir.
Seems like you'd remember that. Do you remember that lift? And when you got down on the bar, you fixing to deadlift this thing, did you just feel like it's all fixing to come together?
Well, that was the second time I've done it. I did it at regionals probably 2 weeks before the state meet. So 740 was actually my second lift. And so, I was pretty confident in it, but at the same time, it was a big deal for me. That was the goal that I set my junior year. And so I was confident in that, and I was real excited to go for 755, which would have got the total record, but I ended up missing that. So I was pretty beat up. I kind of beat myself up on missing my last lift, but I mean, I'll cherish the 740 forever.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment. 3 more eggs would have probably got you up to 755, but live and learn. You're a straight student, and as you said when you graduated, that was a really big moment for you. What propels you to study, and do you have a certain study spot?
Well, Corona really messed up my study spot because I like going up to the facility and just going into a O-line room and like locking myself in there and listening to music. But as far as studying, I usually just try to take real good notes in class and then compile it all and rewrite down all the important stuff in handwriting. I have to do it in handwriting. I can't type it up. And just write it over and over and over as much as I can until, I really get it figured out.
Do you do the same thing with your playbook?
I do. Handwritten everything every game week, and then I'll go through and try to tighten it up, neaty it up, and make it look all pretty. So on Thursday, I can have it all figured out.
We're talking with Kody Russey, our starting center and team captain. Learfield IMG College is bringing you this little program. Kody hadn't missed with about 85 of the last 2,000 offensive snaps that the Bulldogs have taken. Your buddy Ethan Reed was good about hanging in there and never missing a game. Did you learn anything from him as far as taking care of yourself? And because y'all are down there where you're going to get hit every play.
Yeah, he made sure to teach me to kind of get ahead of it instead of letting it get you first. So me and him were always in the training room. Great friend. He was my roommate before Eric moved, or he left and Eric moved in. He taught me more than I can't thank him enough for everything he taught me. And I'm definitely going to miss him next year on the O-line.
We're all going to miss Ethan. Ethan, another smart guy. Just like Cody's been on the Conference USA Commissioner's Honor Roll several times. And so was Ethan. So I guess there was a lot of studying going on in y'all's apartment. He graduated in engineering, correct?
I think him a little bit more than me. Yes, it was engineering.
Okay. Another big boy. Who could eat? Oh, it was fun to watch Ethan eat. I'll miss that.
We'd go to Applebee's when it was still open for the all-you-can-eat wings, and he'd always beat me by like 10.
He's a stud. I wouldn't want to be his Colin. I know that. He's a stud. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Left-handed.
Because I noticed you snap with your left hand.
Yes, sir.
That was to free up your stronger hand. So you're left-handed. Team captain as a junior. You mentioned to I think Cleburne, Texas newspaper did a story on you recently. It was really good that I read. And you said Louisiana Tech taught me how to be a leader. So can you expand on that a little bit and tell us how that process went?
Well, when I first got there, I couldn't talk in front. I couldn't even talk right now. Just me and you talking.
Right.
And Coach Mack, Coach Holtz, Coach Hester, they all taught me. They wouldn't teach me. I wanted them to teach me, but they kind of just put me in positions for me to teach myself on how to do it. And they just kept on pushing me. And, sometimes I'd say I wasn't comfortable. And Coach Mack would say, well, that's all right. But, soon you're going to have to start doing it. And just throughout the years, I've gained confidence. And, my teammates, they help me out a lot. They listen to me. And then if I say something wrong, they'll call me out on it. So, it was a learning process. But, without them, I don't think I'd be anywhere close to where I am today.
You still get a little nervous talking in front of people? You do a fabulous job of it.
I do get nervous.
I do too.
Oh, whatever.
I do too. Defensive line as a senior for the Burleson Elks, because they needed you over there, right?
I guess they needed me.
Well, Coach Gary McElroy was quoted as saying, we had some depth on offense, but we put him, I think, in nose guard, and nobody could block you. Did they double teaming him, triple teaming him?
Yep.
Do you ever kind of want to play a little defense?
I'd love to. It was a blast. I played my freshman year, and then I didn't play again until senior year, but it was a blast. And I talked to Coach Blackwell. He wants me to go play defense this year.
Tell us who Coach Blackwell is, because not everybody knows him yet.
That's our new defensive coordinator for this coming up year. He's a great coach, except for we've been missing him the past 3 months with all this corona.
Right. We'll get to know him good come this fall, we hope. And ask Coach Holtz if he'll let you get over there and, get a couple of snaps. He let Trent Taylor kick an extra point one time.
No, I don't see what the big deal would be.
Thank you very much. I'll mention it to him as well. Not that he'll listen to me, but I'll mention it to him. You came here with long hair. If you go back and look at latexsports.com and see some Kody pictures from when he was a younger player, hair's real long, but then you decided to cut it off. And what was that decision? Because you told me it broke your mother's heart. Nicole didn't handle it well. Prettiest hair in the family.
It was really hot in this Louisiana heat. And I just kind of wanted to get cleaned up a little bit and, go into interviews and all that. Trying to make myself
good. Last year, one of our linebackers, Connor, he had the long flowing hair. Did you ever look at it and just say, I just wish I had the hair back for a couple of snaps, or not?
I just want it on when I have my helmet on. That's the only time I want my long hair.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, it makes you look a little meaner. Coach MacFarland has said, obviously you're a good-hearted guy and you're always pretty gentle, but he used the word maul. He'll say, Russey will maul you. What does that mean when you're playing football?
I just like trying to embarrass the person in front of me, I guess.
Well, it's competition.
That's right.
And you're been picked as the preseason starting center on the Conference USA team. I know he hadn't started playing yet, and that's something you'll have to earn because you want to be on the postseason.
Right.
Obviously, the league thinks you're the number one center going into this thing. And you didn't come to Tech to go to the NFL, but now it's messing around in your mind a little. Because of all the work you've done, you put yourself in a position maybe to get a chance at the league. And how do you feel about that?
The preseason, that's awesome because even though it's not postseason, that's the first team accolade I've gotten, I think, in my entire life, in high school and everything. So
you weren't the all-league nose guard your senior year at Burleson?
I was second team.
Oh, do you know where the first team guy is now?
I want to say he played at Aledo High School, and I think he went and played college somewhere. I can't remember exactly.
Good. He's forgettable. You should have been. Yeah, but that's the first time you've been first team. Okay.
But I'm excited about it.
That's peaking at the right time.
Do what?
That's peaking at the right time for sure.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought, you know what? All the past years don't matter. It's all about this last ride.
That's right. Last year, Bulldogs 3, and we'll see what's going to happen this year. We'll wrap this up with Kody Russey. Cody, before we leave and you go boil some eggs or go back to Walmart or whatever it is you're going to do, is there anything you want to leave with the Tech family? Just a word of good wishes?
We're grateful for y'all. And, you know, hopefully we'll play football this year. And if we do or when we do, we're all looking forward to seeing y'all at the Joe.
It'll be fun. Let us see what your drawing behind you. That's a Bulldog. Where'd that?
Josh Moak brought it home.
Moak did?
Okay.
Have you been to his house where he lives?
I haven't.
Okay. How big is Burleson?
It's getting pretty big. I think there's probably 40,000 people.
Okay. Well, that's about 38,000 more than in Moak's hometown.
I heard it was real small.
He's the biggest thing in town, literally. Count buildings and everything. Been with Coach Cody. It's always good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us, okay? And we'll see you. Remember, everybody, wear your face mask, wear your face covering when you're out and about so this guy and his teammates can wear their face masks come the fall. Sooner we do that, sooner we can get back in the Joe. Thank you. Till next.
Thank you.
See you.